Yo, what's up everyone? Cyrese. We're doing another video today. For this video, we are talking about the brotherhood advantage, why going it alone is holding you back. A little bit of proof. I used to be a pretty skinny guy for the first 13, 14, 15 years of my life. I was pretty skinny. I didn't really have any idea what to do. This led to years of me kind of struggling solo dolo, trying to figure this out on myself, spinning my wheels. I would spend time on the internet just trying to find out how to do things, and there's so much information out there, and a lot of it is conflicting information from all these different guys, all these different gurus, and I was so confused because there's so much information, and it got to the point where it was like, who do I trust? I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll just do nothing at all. Maybe I'll just go to the gym and try to figure it out, try to wing it, and that's what I did, which led to me getting a little bit of results, but it was nowhere near the results that I could have achieved if I just found out the right information and talked to the right people in order to figure out how to do this properly. I've spent years building muscle as a drug-free guy, completely natural, zero drugs. I've been lifting naturally for 15 years now. I've gone through ups and downs. I've taken breaks, hiatuses, as long as a year off of lifting. And every time I've done that, I've been able to bounce back. I've gone from absolutely super skinny to putting on some really good, decent size as a natty. And I've also gone from being fat to losing weight as well too. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I've also helped other people do the same thing. I've helped guys go from skinny to shredded. I've also helped the guys go from fat to shredded as well too. I've also created an entire roadmap that is designed for guys just like you. So if you are a young, natural, skinny guy trying to build drug-free muscle and you're watching this video is for you. So with this video, I'm going to kind of show you how to stop wasting time by being alone in the gym and trying to go at this entire journey on your own. Show you how to gain some real muscle, get some real momentum with the power of a brotherhood behind you. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy. It's raining pretty hard here, and I think my allergies are coming up. The plan here with the video is to kind of show you why doing this solo isn't as strong as compared to doing it with a group. I'll show you the power of the right group as well as the right support, and I'll try to connect you with a community that can change everything for you. So if you've been lifting for years and you're still small, maybe you can't tell if you're doing things right. You're just kind of guessing in the gym. You're not sure if your form is right, not sure if your technique is right. You're not sure how many reps and sets you're supposed to be doing or how long you should be resting, what days you should be working out, what days to train each muscle group, how to properly eat. That's okay. All that stuff sucks. I know what it's like to try and figure that out on your own. It takes a long time and it's a lot of work. It also sucks to not have any feedback. Maybe you don't have any encouragement from anyone else. You're just trying to do this on yourself and you've got no plan. That makes it harder as well too. Maybe you feel like you're the only one struggling and there's plenty of other people out there who are doing way better than you and you just can't figure out the secret why. Maybe you're trying harder, not smarter, and you're still not seeing any gains. All these things suck and all these things make lifting hard and it makes you want to quit. That's for sure. And I promise you, if you keep going along with these things and you don't figure out how to fix it, you're going to want to quit even more. So on the other side of this, I want you to imagine what it'd feel like to have daily accountability from people, have real coaching that could help you each day, every single day, as much as you need. Imagine sharing your wins with other guys who are just like you, other young, natural, drug-free guys trying to build drug-free muscle. Imagine the motivation that would come out of that. Imagine finally feeling seen, feeling guided, understood, finally making visible gains that you can actually see in the mirror. Plus, imagine the weight number on the scale actually going up for once you start actually building towards your goals and actually start building towards the physique that you actually want. All of this stuff is amazing and all of this stuff is possible if you figure out how to fix these things. So, if these things sound kind of cool to you, sound interesting, maybe you like these type of videos, I'll put a link in the description below with some more info for you to check out. So let me minimize a few of these things so they're not as distracting and we'll get right into it. We're going to go over two things here. We're going to go over the lone wolf lie as well as what brotherhood actually does. So let's go ahead and get right into it for the lone wolf lie. The couple things we're going to discuss here is why solo lifters stall out, the no feedback, no growth, false pride in figuring it out alone. So why solo lifters stall out. You can do this as a solo lifter. I was able to do it for the first couple of years and I was able to get results, but I promise you, once I actually got a workout partner, my results literally skyrocketed. Some of the best lifts, the strongest lifts I have to date, were from working out with a partner, who was one of my best friends growing up. For like 7 or 8 months, we worked out together, and I got some of the best lifts of my lifting career. Like, as a completely natty guy, no drugs or anything like that. I put up some pretty good numbers as a solo lifter after just like 7 or 8 months of like seriously working out. Like, I was able to do a 3-plate squat, like ass to grass squat for 8 reps with 3 plates. I did a 405, aka 4-plate deadlift for 7 reps. That was pretty impressive, I would say. I got to a bench press of 2 plates for 11. I tried a 1-rep max one time and I hit 315 for a solo. OHP, overhead press. I got to 3 plates. No, this is for dips. I did a 3-plate dip for multiple reps. That's 3 plates plus the body weight. In doing dips, I did that for like 3 reps. I did pull-ups. I forgot what the weighted pull-up what my best was, but I know my best body weight pull-up was 18 in a row. So this was all achievable because I had a partner who was able to help me along the way. I had someone to push me towards my goals, push me to lift harder, push me to try harder while we were in the gym together. Also, helped keep me accountable, because every time I didn't want to show up to the gym that day, my partner would text me and be like, dude, what are you doing? Come on, get up. Like, let's go. We can't skip the gym. And I would do the same for him. So imagine what it would be like to have that accountability from someone. It would make it way harder to skip the gym. Plus, another thing is that it's way more fun when you work out with someone else, because you have someone to talk to. It's chill. You hang out. You grow a lot together. And another thing is that when you have someone to lift with you, you also have a spotter. So you can definitely try way harder in the gym, because if you don't have a spotter, typically you're afraid about bailing out. If you're bench pressing, you have no one to spot you. You never really hit that max, like one or two extra reps in the tank, because you know that if you bail on your bench press, you're kind of stuck there, and you got to ask some stranger to run over to your bench and help you lift it up. And we all don't want that, of course, so we always stop a little bit early. But when you have a spotter, you can really push to that extra last limit, and your spotter can help you get those last few reps in, which is super beneficial for your physique. The next thing I want to talk about is what brotherhood actually does. A couple things we'll talk about here is accountability breeds consistency, how real coaching shortcuts your timeline, and how a community unlocks motivation and mindset. So, accountability breeds consistency. This is pretty much goes hand in hand with what I discussed in the previous bullet point, the lone wolf lie. When you have accountability from somebody else, or other people, or a group, or anything like that, or a community, it makes it so much easier for you to stay consistent about going to the gym, like I mentioned earlier. When you're by yourself and you're trying to figure this thing out on yourself, and you're trying to rely on your own motivation to like tend to your gym schedule, it gets really hard, because if you don't already have that built-in discipline and you're not already a consistent person, there's a good chance you're going to skip the gym a lot. And we all know what happens if you skip the gym. If you skip the gym, you don't train. If you don't train, you don't challenge your muscles, and if you don't challenge your muscles, they're not going to grow. It's as simple as that. So when you have that accountability from someone else, it gets to the point where you're actually embarrassed when you skip the gym, because if you have the right kind of accountability partner, group, support, community, they're going to trash you for skipping the gym. They're going to give you shit, and that's exactly what you need. Every time I wanted to skip the gym and not go, my partner would give me crap for it. And 9 out of 10 times it made me actually get out of bed and get up and go meet him at the gym, because I didn't want to let him down. And that's the kind of accountability you need in your training as well too, if you want to be consistent and actually see good gains as a young, natural, skinny guy trying to build drug-free muscle. The other thing is that real coaching shortcuts your timeline. This doesn't just apply to coaching. This applies to a support group or a partner as well too. So what I'm trying to say here is that, yes, you could do this on your own. Yes, you could do this by yourself. Yes, that's what I did for the first couple of years of my career. But if I could go back in time, I would do it completely differently. As soon as I started lifting, as soon as I started training, the first thing I would do is I would go find the right people, the right group, the right coach who already knows what they're talking about, and who has already had success in the realm of training, nutrition, recovery, all of that, who already knows what they're talking about, already knows their stuff. And I would get in contact with them, and I would become friends with them, join their group, join their community, whatever it may be, start working out with them. That way, whenever you have questions as a beginner, even if you're like an intermediate or advanced lifter, it's good to have this kind of support group, because you can reach out to these people whenever you have questions and you can get answers from people who have already done it. And the benefit in this is that you don't have to spend hours or however long on the computer trying to figure things out yourself, when you can just ask someone who already knows. They already know the secrets, they've already done the work, they already know what works for you and what works for them, and they can just tell you right away. So would you rather spend hours researching, trying to figure something out, or would you rather just send a DM or a text or a phone call a guy and he can tell you right away? The next thing is that community unlocks motivation and mindset. This is true for sure too. You can rely on your own motivation and your own mindset, but the issue is that your motivation will eventually start to fleet away. And when that happens, you're going to lack the actual motivation to actually want to go to the gym. So when you put yourself in a community that is all succeeding, everybody's winning, you want to win too, because it's fun to see everyone else win. It's fun to share your progress. It's fun to get like feedback and support from other people if you're doing well too. Like the best thing and most fun thing in training is when like you start hitting your goals, you start hitting your goal lifts and goal like your physique, as well as like your goal lifts in the gym, like the numbers you want to hit. There's no better thing than sharing your progress and having someone be like, dude, good job, you're killing it out there, keep it going, like let's keep winning together. So, I've had a client go from skinny to fat and put on actual real good size in 9 months, and this is just because he plugged in daily and he was consistently checking in. He relied on the group. We talked back and forth, and his results skyrocketed just because he had someone to check in on him and make sure that he was also just showing up for the gym every time. So imagine what that could do for your training. Imagine the progress, how fast your progress would speed up, and the physique that you could actually achieve if you were to like start relying on other people rather than just trying to rely on yourself for your training and motivation and discipline. So we went over a few things there. Quick recap, we went over the lone wolf lie as well as what brotherhood actually does. This is some good information. These are some good things that you can apply to your own training. However, if you are looking for more and you are a young, natural, skinny guy trying to build drug-free muscle, I'll say it one more time. If you are a young, natural, skinny guy trying to build drug-free muscle, I have a complete A to Z program that covers everything you could absolutely need if your goal is to build muscle as a drug-free guy. Maybe you've been struggling to put on muscle for a few years. Maybe it's a little bit harder. Maybe you want, the steps laid out for you in an easy roadmap that you can follow with no guesswork. Like I make it completely easy. I cover everything from training, recovery, mindset, nutrition, optimization, sleep, lifestyle, habits, everything. So it's not just a program with training in it. It covers everything in between as well too, because a lot of programs often don't include those things. You also get private school community access, which is a community that's literally filled with guys just like yourself. These are all other young, natural, skinny guys trying to build drug-free muscle too. So if this kind of thing sounds cool to you, sounds interesting, at the very least, you can check it out completely free. I'll put a link in the description below. So good job. Peace out, you guys. See you on the next video. Hopefully you learned something.